We'll now call the January 25th Caribou City Council meeting to order. Our first item tonight is public input. Anyone that has any input on any of the council items or any other items, look, I'd ask them to step forward to the microphone and give their name and tell us what they'd like to talk about.
Copies for joining us so you can follow me if you just want to pass them along. Would be awesome. Mr. Mayor, councilors, and city manager, my name is Milo Haney. I own C&J Service Center. I'm here tonight to let you know that I am applying for a grant from the state of Maine Community Development Block Grant Program. This block grant is to help me to install new tanks and pumps at my location at 996 Access Highway in Caribou. The block grant is a matching grant of which I have to pay 50% of the project. When I had new tanks installed 28 years ago, the cost was $27,500 total. New state regulations now determine that these tanks must be replaced. The same exact projects, which will now cost around $150,000. 40 years ago, on the 27th of January this year, I started my business in Caribou. In these 40 years of being in business in Caribou, I have never asked for any help from the city, nor has the city ever asked me if they could help me with anything. If I am unsuccessful in obtaining this grant, C&J Service Center will be forced to close. Should that happen, 5 people will lose their jobs and you will lose a significant amount of tax revenue. So if the city of Caribou is true to their word by saying they are a business-friendly city, in the next few weeks I will be having a public hearing on this matter and will be asking the council and the city for your participation in getting this grant. For the record, over the last decade or so, I have always paid the biggest part of my real estate taxes way before the tax bills come out. And my taxes are paid in full at this time. So tonight, for the state requirement, I'm here to let people know I am doing this, and if anyone has any questions about my project, please contact me.
All right, I'm not quite sure I understand this. In the next few weeks, I will be having a public hearing and will be asking us for our participation in getting this grant. What you're referring to?
The city has to help me with this grant. Okay, it has to come through the city. And it has
you apply for the grant, and if they agree that they will do the grant, then it comes to the city, correct?
The city is the applicant. So with the letter of intent that we're working with Mr. Haney on, we send that to DECD, and in a few 6 to 8 weeks they'll let us know if they have chosen this one to potentially be funded. At that point in time, we'd have to do the application and have a public hearing before it could be submitted to the state. Okay,
yeah. You're not holding a public hearing or anything, though?
No, but by law, I have to have it out there. It has to be in the paper.
Yeah.
And it has to be recorded out there in the public that I am doing this.
Yeah, no, I understand that part. I thought you were referring that you were going to do some kind of a hearing yourself, and you were looking for us
to... No, it has to come through the council.
Okay.
And that will have to be set through the city here.
Well, what Mr. Blease said is standard procedure of what's done with any of these applications. So.
That's in the works anyway, right? Okay.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Geez, Milo, gas tank's gone up more than taxes.
I know that.
Okay.
Not good either.
Anybody else have any public input tonight? All right. Anybody on council have any conflicts of interest with any of the agenda items? No. The next item, consider authorizing the minutes of the following meetings: January 11th, 2016, City Council meeting, and January 12th, 2016, City Council workshop.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the minutes? All those in favor? Passed. Consent agenda, 2015 year, end-of-year financials and department overages, which were all sent out by email. Any questions or comments on those? Motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Approved. Woodland Code Enforcement Agreement, Manager Blaze.
During the budgeting process, the council stated a desire to see the price we charge to Woodland for code enforcement services to be increased. Currently, we charge $40 an hour. That covered our costs and allowed for some profit above and beyond costs in 2015. If we leave it at that level for 16, there would only be about a 5% profit margin. We should set a new rate for 16 as our contract with them renews in March. Laid out potential for what the percentage above a fully burdened labor rate would be at various rates. Percentage is calculated there off the highest fully burdened labor rate that would be working for Woodland. Assuming council's still interested in working together with them on the code enforcement and building official duties, we should set the new rate and inform them of that. And it's whatever rate the council wishes to see.
I will make the comment, because I know I've expressed the opinion many times. We do so many things for the surrounding communities and that, and yes, we charge them for them, but the city has always been in the habit of setting a rate and then it just stays the same forever and ever and ever. And all of a sudden you find out that, you know, we're not really getting what we should be getting in these areas. At the same time, you know, to increase it, you're talking here about increasing it, what, 25% or something. I mean, I don't know if we want to be going that way either. I think that anything we do for the other communities, we should cover our costs, and yes, we should make a small profit. I would have said myself that, you know, maybe we ought to be looking at $45. But again, this should be reviewed every year. And even if it only goes up 1 or 2% a year, that's what we should be doing. If that's what our costs are going up in the city, then that's what we should be changing, all of these things that we do for the surrounding communities.
Do we have time?
For 2015, it was about 46, 48 hours. I think it's doable.
This is a yearly contract,
Right, renews in March.
annually.
I'd like to see it be more than $45. And I'd like to see it like with a 5% escalator. I mean, it's still a good deal for them. They don't have to hire anybody, they don't have to pay benefits, they don't have to.
Did we use our fully burdened labor rate when we did this, or just our labor rate, fully burdened?
Yep.
So they can go out, this $50, they can actually go and do an inspection or whatever for $50 and not, that's cheap. And I'm sure that Woodland probably charges the person who needs
It's
the
$50
inspection.
an hour.
Per hour.
That's from the time they leave this building until they get back to this building.
Okay,
Right.
yeah.
And mileage is on.
Includes travel time and mileage is on top of it. And
Yep.
Good clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're only talking a couple $1,000s here. I mean, even if we increase it to $50, I mean, we're increasing it, you know, our net income by $250, $300, something like that. So, yeah,
you're looking at roughly a 25% increase.
I'm on the same page as Mayor Aiken on this one.
What page is that? $45?
$45, yeah. Yep. I think we cover our costs and we add a little bit to it. Again, you know, you can put it up to $80, but I mean, it's really just, it's not a lot of money. So,
Making that a motion?
I make that a motion.
What about an escalator?
I think we need to review it every year, but I think we need to review it on cost, but I also think we need to review it on availability of our staff. Because if the staff can't handle that, then we shouldn't be doing it, in my opinion.
Yeah, that would give it, what, a 9% increase? 45?
It'd be more than that, because it's 40 now, so it'd be about 11 or 12%.
12.5%.
Yeah.
But
pretty good.
if you're already charging too low, using a percentage is not,
Well, right now, it's a 5% profit margin, if we left it at 40. So if we went at 45, you'd be talking
About a 10.
16%.
I mean, as I understand it, $40, we're not losing any money. We're covering our costs.
yes, but then we have people saying we're overworked, we're stressed out, we don't have enough people.
Yep.
So it's,
Yeah, so
if we ended up taking or paying out overtime, we would be covered there. And that's why we're bringing it to the council. 45, I think, would be a reasonable number. And that's why, I mean, it's up to the council to decide if they want to keep doing it or
I agree with 45. Mary can.
Is that a second to his motion?
I'll second that, to 45.
All those in favor of making it 45? Opposed? One opposed, Mr. Martin, Councilor Martin. Passed. Next one item is a workshop on the housing agency.
not. So I know that two councilors have MMA training on Thursday. Perhaps Wednesday evening would work better for a workshop on the housing agency. That timeline is being proposed because the auditor, Jim Otis, will be up here, and he's the one that can answer the numbers a lot more.
Is he gonna be here on Wednesday as well? Okay.
Wednesday is definitely better for me,
Yes, yeah, me too.
all the way around, not just because I got that meeting at 4:30, but I got other things too.
So if we want to set a date and time for that, and if there's specific things that the council wants to make sure we're prepared to answer for that workshop, that'd be good to know tonight so we can be prepared for that.
How long will this take?
Wednesday is,
The 27th.
okay, and what are you looking at, what's suitable time-wise? 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, or what's? I mean,
Do
I'm,
it before 4:30.
Fine with me.
no, that's on Thursday, that 4:30 deal. So we're looking at now changing it to Wednesday.
Oh, okay. This Wednesday, what Wednesday? The
Wednesday at
24th?
5.
27th, 2 days from today.
5 o'clock unreasonable?
Sweet.
That works.
Works for me.
5 p.m.
David?
Yep.
Wednesday at 5?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so we'll schedule the workshop for then.
Send an email, please.
Yep.
Other business?
Is there specific questions the council has thought of or that they'd like us to come prepared with to answer?
I guess any of us have specific, we can email them to you or something, Austin, you can put them all on a list, or,
That'll work.
It was actually a motion on the floor, Mr. Martin and Councilor Smith.
I don't know if we need a motion to hold a workshop, that,
Well, I don't know.
we have a workshop scheduled
What
for
are they gonna
Wednesday
address,
at
I
5.
guess? We'll find out at the workshop, that's what happened. Sure.
other business.
Thursday is the MMA class for newly elected and older councilors, so there's still time to sign up. It's good to even get the refresher.
They've
If you
closed
haven't been.
registration and there's one walk-in spot available.
Right.
So if you're interested,
And they
There's
also,
one walk-in available?
and they also cover
When do you
the,
have to be registered by?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
last week.
And
If
they
you
also-
want to walk in, there's a one walk-in spot available.
I think it's at 4. You said 4:30, but I think it's at 4.
registration's at 4, the meeting starts at 4:30. And it's also good for your public proceedings training also, if you need that. Just let Denise know if you want to go.
All right, any other business?
Lay down here.
When are we gonna talk about parking lots?
That ordinance will be on for the 8th.
Public hearing is up on the 8th for the parking lots. The parking lot committee has met again, I believe, yes, yeah.
Oh, you have? Well,
But it didn't get in the paper in time for tonight.
So the
That
public hearing will be on
notice.
the 8th.
okay.
Any other business?
I guess I'm here. I just want to report that the Caribou Snowmobile Club had a great day yesterday with their snowmobile drag races. About 500 people came to the races. A lot of them, spent money at the restaurants, gas, and everything else, and it was a great success for the club. They raised some money, so the club has been very active with the last 3 drag races that they've done. Hopefully there's going to be more to come, but I just want to give you guys that heads up that the drag races were a success. In a couple more weeks, we're going to be having Winter Carnival here. We're going to try to resurrect some of our old activities that we used to do with Winter Carnival. So you'll see the banners are out in town now, and hopefully you guys put a team together for our broom ball tournament that we're going to have. We're going to have all kinds of different activities going on. Whoopie pie contest at the rec. We're going to have canoe races down at the country club, down the hill, and on snow. Yes, on
There's no
snow.
water out there.
We don't need
Pond's
water.
frozen.
We don't need water. And the pond is frozen, and we're going to have ice skating on the pond, so everything is, hopefully we're going to have a good winter carnival here coming up in a couple weeks.
Could you go over the rules for the whoopie pie thing?
I don't know the rules yet.
Has there been much advertising for the Winter Carnival? or-
It's coming around here shortly. We got all the flyers are all printed. They're going out in the local businesses. We're also putting them all in schools, the kids' backpacks. Radio advertisement's going to be coming as well. So everything's. Hopefully, we'll have some good publicity and
No
word of mouth,
outhouse?
and it's on Facebook. and-
Outhouse races?
the outhouse races, the outhouses are in pretty dire need of some repair, so we're gonna up with the canoes and possibly some toboggans going down at the country club hill. So I just wanted to give you guys that heads up that we're gonna have a lot of different things going on here, not in February.
I think they ought to have a vintage outhouse race.
There you go. Right down Spring
Some of them
Street.
homemade ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Grizzlies, I think they had a 5-seater.
They did. They did 3 or 5.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Thank you guys.
All right. Any other business?
Meetings.
Somebody want to put us into executive session here?
Next meetings.
Oh yeah, next meeting is February the 8th, and then one on March 14th. Only one meeting in February?
Correct.
Holidays. Mayor Aiken, I move to go into executive session in accordance with 1 MRSA subsection 40560 for consultation with legal counsel.
Second.
All those in favor? We're in executive session. Thank you everyone for coming.